You guys got a little preview of some of the elements of what our focus was. When we started working with the Imaginary team, our big goal here was to create an elevated experience that really kind of took pieces of the Coachella Valley and took all of these incredible things the Imagineering team had done and the inspiration and the story, and start to create menus outside of that also all of a sudden you're out looking out here and we're in the middle of this beautiful oasis, and it's something only they could do. So we started looking from first glance, as you can see, it's basically a California classic kind of SoCal vibe, a little bit of a menu aspect to it with some smaller little specific nods to the Coachella Valley. So that was the overall inspiration of what we did.
Yeah, this has been exciting because we're working on something that didn't exist before and frankly hasn't existed ever. So it was this opportunity to create a total oasis here in the desert, but also keeping in mind that it's a community where members are going to be living, and so ideally members are going to be coming here and utilizing both the beach, the various elements of the club, and of course the dining aspects as well. And so as we were developing the menu, we wanted to keep in mind, we wanted to make sure that this was an offering of selections that are both approachable, but continuously will be, have some fresh elements to it, heavy focus on seasonality and local produce. Obviously, we're in Southern California. We have access to some of the best stuff in the world. But nonetheless, a menu that is something that can be, you can go back to on 3-4 times a week. It's a really important element of putting this particular club menu together.
Menu is a living thing, and especially in a restaurant that has a community attached to it. And so we always wanted that to, while it has the same gravity, have some planets that kind of orbit around that sun. That's the style that we did. So the chefs will be able to create program dinners with guest chefs, and your beverage programming, which you guys are going to see as it comes here, maybe a classic cocktails that surrounds the classic cocktail eras, but at the same time, you've got the beautiful beach bar down here that's going to have frozen drinks. And we took a lot of inspiration from California cuisine. Traditionally has a lot of influences, Asian influences, Latin influences. So you'll see the spare ribs as you try it. Have got this great Korean flavor to them. At the same time, we'll have these incredible hints from Latin America, and you're going to see all of that stuff kind of shift through. Dia de los Muertos is coming up, and you'll see these great dinners and pairings, and one of these cocktails you'll see later today are inspired by a lot of these elements, all while kind of interweaving through the story the Imagineers are building. So we've got, a chili recipe that they found that's actually Walt's chili recipe, which is going to be on our menu. We're serving the cob from the Brown Derby that is so great. We're going to look for old Hollywood elements that attach themselves to the menu, constantly trying to find that back and forth with the Imagineering team. So it's been a dream for us to be able to do something like this. So it's been great.
Questions?
Oh, but that salad, the base salad, it's amazing.
It looks good, right? Yeah, we've been staring at it all day long. We're definitely ready to do some eating. Any other questions?
Could you maybe talk about the story of from inception to today? Like, how did that evolve? What was it like getting to work with Imagineers?
Yeah. It was so obviously incredible. We really were able to take this story that they created and paint along with it. I mean, we saw the venue, we saw the inspiration, they took us through the story. I mean, there's no one that does that better, that creates the story, and food and beverage is a bit of a romance story as well for us. And so being able to take this foundation that they built and the drawings that we saw and the elements that inspired them to create and just kind of build off of that was incredible. We started with the 2 restaurants as individual restaurants, what it will be, and as it evolves. And then we took the 2, combined them into the opening menu, which is a lot of the stuff that you see here. And so we know what this growth will look like and the evolution will look like from them. But I mean, it was an incredible experience being able to see people who can look forward and see things where there's a patch of sand, and now there's a lake in the middle of the desert. I mean, in a lagoon, it's incredible. So it was amazing, but it was great. It was very easy, you know, and it was a very easy relationship to be able to talk to them. Just two people getting excited about putting food in a beautiful restaurant. So, anything else?
So what's your background in getting involved with this project?
I mean, Disney has a long history of bringing experts in, as you guys have probably seen with some of the rock work and stuff. I mean, they've got a long history of doing stuff like that. This is very similar. We were introduced to some incredible people in the Asteria team, and we have a long history of food and beverage, and we just kind of, it all worked together and it made sense.
Can you talk about your your background in food and beverage?
Yeah, I mean, 25 years in LA and multiple places around the country. It was good, but we really, what we really got excited about is even all the things that we've done. This is the first time we've been able to work in this type of environment, creating something so new, so fresh with this team. So that's what happened.
Yeah, but in terms of background, between the two of us, it's kind of a across the board, everything from large venues, luxury hotel settings, multi-Michelin star restaurants, multiple different markets around the country, from Miami to Chicago, to of course Los Angeles, Las Vegas. So between the two of us, a number of different years in pretty much almost
lots
every
of burgers and drinks, lots of meals across the country.
Yeah.
But it really, it's one of the reasons we were so excited. I mean, to be able to work with a team like the Imagineering team to do this in conjunction, to create something out of nothing, is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we've enjoyed every minute of it. I think, and we got here today, so that's it.
Which one's Brian? Which one's Ryan?
I'm Brian Hart. That's Ryan Stock.
Yes.
Yeah. And you guys will enjoy, I think, the cocktail experience coming up. You're going to get to see some of the fun ways that we're programming. And programming is going to be such a big part of this, bringing in guest chefs and guest bartenders and winemakers to kind of really create an experience. Local is so important. From that, we've got great wines coming in from Temecula, but it's also important in a community and a membership type experience to bring the world to them. So you're going to see some really great old world wines, and some great people from around the world come in and talk about different elements, and tequila makers. And
is that something that you guys are going to be offering the residents here, like the mixology classes and things of that sort?
Absolutely.
Tastings,
Yeah.
tastings?
That'll be a part of the programming. The class that you're going to get to see down here is going to be a pretty much dead-on example about, it's like a kind of educational, experiential class of making cocktails and having fun at the same time.
Such a special venue that there's so many different areas in which you can activate and program, in big ways and in smaller ways. Not everything is necessarily going to need to be a multi-hour commitment from the guests and the membership here.
Our minds went crazy.
So it's it's keeping all of that in mind, so that it's programming for all days of the week, for all different interest levels, and there's just so many different areas in which we can really be supportive.
We wanted members to be able to call up and say, "I'd love to have an anniversary dinner on the beach," to be able to just do it, figure out a way, set the table up, put it on the sand. What can we create here that can't be created anywhere else? So it's been a huge focus, and we've had a ton of fun with Jay and Anthony, the team that'll be here running the show, and what are all the different elements and the unique moments that we can create for the members here to really set everything apart. So, yeah.